My life?
Yeah, you've been live.
Oh, hi everybody, and welcome to our I Can't Believe It's Not Rice Stir Fry. We're going to start today. First of all, we have some new camera stuff, so I just want to say welcome. And there's going to be words popping up every once in a while and different camera views and stuff, so you'll have to let us know how it goes. If you're joining me tonight, give me a hashtag number 1. Let me know where you're listening from if you do this later as the recording. Hashtag number 2. This is all part of our contest. And we're going to be doing weigh-ins probably tomorrow. We've got to just get some clarity on what we're doing with all of that. So I hope all of you are engaged and here with me. And I wanted to go and show you a couple techniques today before we get started on our cooking that are going to be really helpful as you're cooking in general. So we're going to switch here. Okay, and so we have, first of all, this is Bok Choy. So for those of you who have never cooked with Bok Choy before, I wanted to show you some really easy techniques to prepping it. So we're going to prep the Bok Choy together. I'm going to show you a fast way to slice your cherry tomatoes in half. I'm also going to show you what to do with this extra broccoli stalks because we don't want to just get rid of it. All right, and also a nice snack. We're going to be eating a little bit of an apple while we're doing this, and I also want to show you a technique with the jalapeno. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to start with a little bit of a snack. Just cut off a little piece of this apple here. My favorite is Honeycrisp apple. And then I'm going to take, this is English Toffee Stevia. Really good. This is approved for stage 1 on the VitaLife program. I'm just going to put a drop of it on my apple so you can see it there. All right, perfect. And this is going to taste like a caramel apple now. I'm going to ask my camera person if they would like one.
Camera person always likes one.
Camera person always likes one.
Now you're behind the scene in this camera.
All right. Put a drop on it for our camera person. There
Thank
we
you.
go. Excellent. So if you are interested, if you have this, first of all, you got to give me a hashtag English Toffee. And if you've tried our stevia, let me know what your favorite flavor is. Vanilla or English Toffee tends to be, but we have 16 different flavors, all available on our website. Just want to start off with a little snack, get us going there. Now let's get back to doing some cutting here. All right. So let's start with our Bok Choy. So you can see it here. We're going to take this woody part and we're going to cut off the woody part. All right. By the way, make sure you say hi if you join me, and Paulina will let me know who's joining us so we can say hi to everybody. We're going to be slicing our bok choy. I'm going to get rid of these. We're going to be slicing our bok choy in half like so. Okay, and the leaves and everything are edible, so just remove the bad leaves and just be left with the good ones there. So we're cutting our bok choy in half. Then we can set it down on a flat surface like that. Perfect. And then we're going to just slice the whole thing like so. Now I'm going to switch this around because I am right-handed. Line them all up using my claw grip again so my fingers are in so I don't cut my fingers. And I'm just going to draw it back just like so. And now I have sliced bok choy, a very, very much an Asian tasting vegetable. So if you want to try it now, you want to try one of these, you can taste what it tastes like. So make sure you washed it. But it's kind of like celery, but it has just try it. It does have a very distinctly Asian taste to it. So okay, so we're going to take all that. We're going to set this aside because this is all going to get cooked later. Let's see here. I'm going to just put it in this pan right now. Use my hand scraper here. Perfect. And then let's talk about this because we are using broccoli today. So what do you do with all of this extra stalk, all this really hard woody part? So this is what we're left over with here with our broccoli. So rather than wasting this goes really good in soup. So we're actually going to use this tomorrow with our cabbage. We're going to add this to our cabbage soup, and it's going to give kind of almost like a potato-y flavor, okay? All right, so we got our stalks. It's going to give us a potato-y flavor. We're going to do that tomorrow. So cut this up with me, and then we're going to set it aside, and again, we'll use it tomorrow. just a little bit smaller there. All right, so we got pieces about like this. One of the most important things when we're using broccoli stalks like this is getting them around the same size from a thickness perspective, so that way they all cook at about the same speed. So that way we don't have some that are really, really hard and then some that are really, really soft. So we're trying to get around the same thickness with this food here. All right, so this is what we got. We're going to set that aside. We'll use it tomorrow. Grab a Tupperware here. All right, so that we will put into our cabbage soup. Again, it'll give us more of a heartier potato feel to our soup.
I will go ahead and share some comments.
Okay, Pauline's going to share some comments.
We've got some comments coming in. Shamela saying hi.
Hey, Shamela. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Trudy, hashtag English Toffee.
Trudy likes English toffee. I love it.
Hi, Jane.
Jane's joining us. All right, Jane.
Rose is saying she's making fish tonight for Friday fish day until Easter.
Okay, all right. Well, that's great. And the nice thing is, so just so everybody knows, are we on this camera here?
Yep.
Okay, just so everybody knows, with the protein side of what we're doing, you can put in any protein. You can do this without protein at all. You can do this complete vegetable if you want. So lots of different ways you can do this. You can do shrimp with it, chicken with it, steak with it, fish with it, scallops with it. We're doing eggs. All of those are possible options. What other comments we got coming in?
Christine, favorite coconut, beloved the English toffee and vanilla cream.
Nice.
Kathleen, hashtag English toffee, good stuff. Kat saying the same thing. Mary saying the same thing. Anna, Alyssa saying envy apples are the bomb.
Envy apples, nice.
I don't know. Have we ever had envy apples?
I don't know if I've ever had an envy apple. I've just been so stuck on my Honeycrisp apples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we will have to give that a try.
We will for sure.
All right.
All right. So here we go. I'm going to teach you guys. This is going to be a lifesaver for time for you guys. You can use a couple different things. What I'm going to use, you can use Tupperware top containers. You can use, you can use like those whipped cream containers, and then you have the lid on them, those plastic lids for like different, like sour cream and stuff like that. But I'm going to use Tupperware lids. And what I'm going to do here, can you let me just like point out which camera I'm going to switch? I don't know. Or maybe give me a 1 or 2.
I can, but I'm pretty good at knowing.
Yeah, I just don't know which one.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put them all on here like this.
Camera 2.
And then I'm going to get a serrated knife. All right, so it has a serrated edge here. I'm going to get a serrated knife, and then I'm going to put this on top, like so. So this is going to hold them all in place. And then, I'm going to cut like so. All right, the serrated knife helps because it does tend to get started on the tomatoes a little bit easier. And then I'm just going to cut all the way through like so until I'm through. And now look at this. All of my cherry tomatoes are now perfectly cut in half.
Give me a wow face if you haven't done this hack before.
Yeah, it's a nice little simple thing to do, and makes things a little bit easier for you. I'm going to throw these in this Tupperware now, because we're going to use these when we're cooking too. All right, so that was about 8 to 10 cherry tomatoes. All right, there we go. Set those aside here. Now I got to wash these bad boys. All right, and the last one I want to show you is I want to show you how to cut a jalapeno. Now, right now, gloves are kind of an issue, I know. So typically when you cut a jalapeno, you'll want to wear gloves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you another little hack in case you can't find gloves, and we're going to use a plastic bag. We're not going to use the whole jalapeno, so this will be perfect because then we can use this plastic bag to store the rest. So what I've done is I've taken a Ziploc bag and I've put it inside out. So that way the juices that I'm using will be on the inside of the bag. And then we're going to be down here. All right, I'm going to start by cutting the end off the jalapeno. Okay, and then I'm going to open up the jalapeno. Okay, and again, the reason you want to do this is because if you get jalapeno juice on your hands, it'll burn. And it can burn for like days. So I recommend wearing gloves, and it depends on how sensitive your skin is as well. All right, so I've got this. I'm going to throw the top away, but the thing that makes the jalapeno hot is the seeds. So we're going to take and we're going to de-seed this. So holding it with our bag, we're just going to take and carve out the seeds here. If you're enjoying all of these amazing camera views, give me a hashtag camera and just let Paulina know how much you appreciate how much work she put into getting all this set up today. So that's just awesome. So again, trying to not get the juice on my fingers, taking the seeds out of the jalapeno, and I'm doing the whole thing even though I'm going to only use half of it. And the jalapeno is something that is completely optional. It will add a little bit of heat, of course, to our meal. So if you do not like things that are hot, then I wouldn't recommend using the jalapeno. But without the seeds, it's not that hot. A little bit of heat, but not that much. Then I'm just going to take and slice up the jalapeno.
Camera one.
Just like that. And then I'm going to take this one and slice it as well, but I'm going to take this one and store it. Okay. All right, and it's pretty easy to store it, so I can just scoop up everything that I want, like so. There we go. Come on, get the last one in there. There we go. So I got everything here, and then I can just close it up, Ziploc it up, and stick it in the fridge. And I didn't get any jalapeno juice on my hands. That's important. All right, I'm going to go ahead and make these just a little bit smaller. All right, so it's more of a diced jalapeno here. So we used half of a diced jalapeno, and we de-seeded it. Okay?
Camera one.
All right, how's everybody doing so far? Is everybody with me?
Yeah, I'll read you some comments.
All right, we got some comments. Here we go.
Shamela, aw, you rock, Paulina. She's a keeper, Davis.
I think so.
People are saying they're liking the camera views.
Great.
Shamela's also saying cool whip bowls, bowl tops.
Bowl tops, yeah, it's a great hack.
Yeah, people are saying hello. Sounds good. Let us know. Let us know. You can say me if you are cooking with us tonight.
Mm-hmm.
If you are just right here, also preparing the meal.
Okay. This is a wok. So you need to go get a wok. Not go for a wok. Go get a wok. Now, if you don't have a wok, you want to use the biggest frying pan you have. I bought this wok at Shirla Table. It's heavy duty, really nice one, and it was only $35. And for a wok, it's a really good price. And if you've ever been to Shirla Table, there's one in Naperville. It's not going to be open right now, but if you've ever been to Shirla Table, you know it's really high-end cooking stuff. So $35 for a nice wok is a really inexpensive price. So this is the exact thing that a wok is made for, stir fry. So we're going to be using this today, and you'll understand because we're putting a lot of things in our stir fry. Okay, so let's get started here. We have all sorts of things that we're going to be doing. We're gonna start with, I have what is this, 12 ounces of rice. This is 12 ounces of riced cauliflower. So we're going to start by putting the 12 ounces of riced cauliflower in our pan here. And let me get a spatula. Spatula here. Okay, so we're going to start with our riced cauliflower. There we go. So you can see what that looks like. Then we're going to put in a lot of Bragg's Liquid Aminos. Okay, so we want to use quite a bit of this because this is like soy sauce. This is honestly what gives a lot of the flavor to what we're doing here. All right, so I used a pretty good amount of that. I don't know if you can see all that, but I use a pretty good amount of that. All right. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn our heat on, and then we're going to just start adding the vegetables. I'm just going to add them kind of one right after another. Get my fire going here. There we go. I'm just going to be adding them one right after another. I'm going to go with my broccoli next. And this is a whole head of broccoli here. We saw what we did with the stalk, the whole head of broccoli. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that in next. Okay, and then we've got, I believe, I remember how many mushrooms. Is it 6 ounces of mushrooms? We got 6 ounces of mushrooms here, and these are the baby bell mushrooms. We're going to add that in. See the reason why we have this wok here? And we have, next we're going to put in, this is green onion, diced green onion that we're going to add in. And we're going to do, it was about the onions that I got. Let me show you what I got. They were huge. I don't think I've ever seen them quite this big, but this is what I found. So these are the green onions. These are huge. Typically they're like half this size, okay? So I ended up using 2 of these, and I believe it was a cup and a half. I think we're going to post that up. The green onions, was it a cup and a half?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a cup and a half.
Cup and a half of green onions, or 2 really big tall ones like this. So you slice those up. Let's go ahead and put those in here as well. And I'm just keeping the heat on low right now as I'm adding that in, adding all this stuff in. All right, this is a medium onion and it's sliced, not diced. So again, when we slice, we've got long, stringy onion rather than, and I have to cut it in half first and then slice it so we don't have rings. We're not doing onion rings, but we're doing like a sliced medium onion. Yep. So we're gonna add that in, and we're going with, I went with purple just because my the yellow onion I had was huge again, and I wanted to go ahead and just use the purple one because it had been sitting around for a while. And one of the things that I do is, when you get like the onion that's kind of all put together like this, I like to kind of separate it out. So we make sure that we spread the onion around. Some of that will happen when we stir the stir fry, no pun intended there. But we also want to make sure that we're getting it separated so it can stir. Green beans, I believe this was a cup of green beans, and I got them fresh and I chopped them. If you live close to me, so I live in Joliet, the Walmart at Joliet impressively had tons of fresh produce. So I was actually able to find those at Walmart today. We are doing, this is the parsley. You know how much the parsley was? This is fresh parsley.
Half a cup?
This is a half a cup of fresh parsley. And one thing with the fresh parsley, just want to show you here. So this is fresh parsley, okay? And when you're prepping fresh parsley, okay, when you're prepping fresh parsley, this is kind of what it looks like here. You want to just basically pull off the tops. Okay, so with cilantro, you can just chop up the whole thing. You're actually supposed to chop up the stems with it. But with this, you're just going to pull off the tops, okay? If you want it to be finer, you can go ahead and chop, but I wanted it to be a little bit bigger, so I left it big. You can chop it still. But then I'm going to go ahead and add my fresh parsley in there. You can also, there's so much you can do here. You could add spinach here. You can add cabbage to this dish. There's lots and lots of different things. There's really not a wrong way to do stir fry, so do embrace making it your own. Next I'm going to add in my celery, which I can't remember how much celery this is, but we're going to post that up here in just a moment for you.
1 cup?
1 cup of celery. All right, I did a 1 whole poblano pepper. Now the poblano peppers, those are the big green peppers that kind of look like jalapenos. They're darker green than a normal green pepper, okay? And let me give this a little stir here while we're chatting. And here we go. That way we don't burn anything. So right now, as you're following along, go ahead and stir your stir fry. All right. Nice. I love all of the bright colors. This is like one of my favorite meals to make because it's just so awesome. You get so many colors, so much fun. Ah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so talking a little bit about the poblano versus a green pepper. So your green pepper is kind of this lighter green here, and then your poblano is a darker green. And your poblano pepper looks a little bit more like a jalapeno. It is not spicy. So this is a green pepper. And if you're a poblano pepper, if you're following along, just try a poblano pepper. So you can kind of get that flavor profile of that. And then try a green pepper. You're going to see there's a big difference in taste. What I like about the poblanos, it will remind you a little bit more of a Mexican flavor. And it also, the green pepper has that just a little bit of bite to it where the poblano pepper does not. So I'm going to give it to my sous chef here to give a shot as well.
Sure.
There we go.
Thanks.
Go ahead and add those in. And then I have my tomatoes. I'll add the tomatoes in as well. The jalapenos. Add the jalapenos in. The bok choy, which we set aside over here. So go ahead and add in your bok choy. And really any other vegetable you're cooking with right now. So I love peppers. So this is a whole sliced, this is sliced red, yellow, green bell pepper. Add that in. Okay, so again, you can understand why we need a wok. Because it's just huge. So we're going to go ahead and keep mixing this in. The tendency is for things to kind of stick on the bottom. So we want to make sure that we're getting all the way to the bottom and being able to mix this in really well. Some other tool that may be really useful right now is some tongs. So if you have a good set of tongs, you can get in there and kind of pick up the stuff from the bottom and turn it over so we're not cooking the same thing the whole time, not getting stuff that's burnt. If you are not on the Lose It stage of the VitaLife program, oil, you could add some coconut oil to this. That would make it really tasty as well. If you are actively trying to lose weight, you're going to want to cook it just like I am and just use the brags. And there is so much water to this. So tons and tons and tons of water in here. So it will, as this is cooking, it will balance out and there'll be plenty of water. So it's almost like the vegetables will be getting steamed. But you do want to keep everything moving. Okay? All right, so we're going to let this cook here for a little bit. And we got a nice mixture. You can see the really great color. Are they able to see this? Mm-hmm. Perfect. So you can see this here. Like they can see it in that camera?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Most of it, yeah.
Let's get some comments. What's going on? How's everybody doing? Do we have any updates there? Close-up of that. All the nice colors. Oh, this is going to be so good. Looks so fresh and delicious. Mm-hmm. So again, right now, for those of you who are cooking, somebody made the comment yesterday, hey, just keep talking and tell us what you're doing because sometimes we can't watch because we're cooking too. Just continuing to stir, getting things really mixed in together. You should see like a caramelized color starting to form on your vegetables as you mix them from the bottom to the top. You should start getting just a little bit of color, of caramelization color. So if you're new at cooking, that makes them the vegetables kind of look wet. That's what we're going for. We want wet looking vegetables. That's the start of the caramelization process. I'm going to let that sit for a little bit, and while I'm doing that, we're going to talk about what we're going to do to season here today. So we're going to be working on seasoning our dish. And the seasonings we're using are pretty simple today. We're going to be using Chinese 5-spice. If you haven't used Chinese 5-spice before, all right, this is what it looked like. McCormick makes a good Chinese 5-spice. All right, so that's what we're cooking with today. And if you smell it, you can kind of get an idea. It will remind you of very, very, very Asian. It has a little bit of a sweet smell to it as well. So we want to be careful that we don't use too much of it, but we definitely want to use it. It can be a very difficult seasoning to work with because if you overdo it, it becomes really strong. So we're going to be using that, and then we're also going to be using cumin, which we've used cumin every day so far, and it wouldn't surprise me if we continued to use cumin throughout the remainder of every time I cook, because I just love cumin. It's such a great, great tasting vegetable. I have my heat at a medium heat right now. It's a 4 out of, it's a little bit higher than medium. It's a 4 out of 6. So my range goes 1 to 6, and then it goes high. So there's basically 7 settings. So I'm at a 4, so just a little bit over half of the intensity. And the reason I'm doing that is I don't want to cook too fast, and I want to make sure that I'm continually stirring every few minutes so I don't burn anything, because burning, that's always bad. Nobody likes anything burnt. All right, do we have any more comments? Yeah.
Shamela is asking, what about adding nutritional yeast seasoning?
What about adding nutritional yeast seasoning? Absolutely, Shamela. I actually have it right over here. So we're going to be having some of that. And for fun, I'm going to go ahead and put my tea kettle on. because while we're making this, I'm going to make some stage 1, Lose It Stage approved hot chocolate with our favorite hot chocolate syrup. Right there. All right, favorite hot chocolate syrup. This you can put on berries. You can add that to, some people like it on like raspberries, strawberries, super good on that. We are going to make an English toffee hot chocolate out of this since we have our English toffee stevia here. You can also add that to your coffee on the Lose It Stage, and it gives you kind of a mocha, chocolatey, creamy flavor. Really, really, really good stuff. A lot of people really like that. So we're going to be treating ourselves to some hot chocolate today. All right. You can see how much further down our veggies are already getting. But again, it's going to take us a little bit of time to make sure everything's cooked well. You can start to see the caramelizing color that we're getting on our vegetables. Just continue to keep things moving here. So I'm just stirring my veggies again. Make sure that everything's moving, everything's mixed well. And then we're going to go back to working on our seasonings here. Okay, if you don't have Chinese 5-spice, that's okay. It's just going to add a little bit more Asian-ness to this dish. The Bragg's Liquid Aminos is like your soy sauce, and that's going to give you the majority of what you need as far as flavoring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a teaspoon of the Chinese 5-spice.
Davis,
Yes.
have you added the garlic, mushrooms, or zucchini yet?
Okay, so I added the mushrooms, the garlic. Thank you. I did not add the garlic yet because I forgot about that. But let's go ahead and do that also right now. All right. Good catch. Because we do want the garlic, so I'm going to go ahead and add the garlic here in just a moment. Let me finish seasoning. The mushrooms are already in there, and then they didn't have zucchini today, so I don't have any zucchini in there. But again, whatever vegetables you want to put in there, you can put in there. Okay. You'll enjoy whatever you get and whatever's available. All right. And then I'm going to add a tablespoon of the cumin, so quite a bit of the cumin. All right. And then I'm going to add a teaspoon of the pink salt. Okay, I guess we could cut over to this camera here. Okay, we got a teaspoon of the pink salt. And then I'm going to give it 20 cranks with the freshly ground cracked pepper. Okay? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay. Let me go ahead and give this another stir here. Let's see. And you should be able to hear a little bit of cooking and kind of boiling on the bottom, because what you're going to find when we are digging into the bottom, there's a lot of water, because as you cook the vegetables, the water cooks out of the vegetables, and that's what adds the extra water to kind of cook the vegetables with. You could also use a splash of vegetable broth as well if you wanted to with this. So some Bragg's and some vegetable broth would be excellent as well. And really, one of the things to look for is how well your broccoli is cooking. Okay, because your broccoli getting cooked is going to kind of give you an idea of how everything else is going. So I'm going to try a little stalk of broccoli here. Okay. And it's good, but it's still pretty woody. So that means I still definitely need more cooking time on this. So after you get done stirring, we're going to get back to making our seasoning. Okay. So here's our seasonings. I'm going to mix it together with my fork here, and we're going to try it. Okay, let's go ahead and give this a try here. Woo! Really salty. Really salty. So I cut down a little bit on the salt. I actually think it's going to be okay when we mix it all together. But if you were to just try this just now, you would get a lot of salt. So I like salty. I would maybe cut down a little bit on the salt. If you want to make a note of that, Paulina, I would cut down a little bit on the salt.
You had 1 teaspoon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So half a teaspoon?
Half a teaspoon. You can always add in more salt later. But I would say for the average person, a half a teaspoon is going to be good. So we're going to go ahead and add that in here. All right. Very good. Now let's go ahead and mix that in. I'm going to put the lids back on my seasoning so I don't dump them over here. Okay. Mixing now, mixing my vegetables together. You'll start, again, you'll see a lot more water now as you're cooking. And you want to kind of get the veggies down into the water so they have an opportunity to spend some time. Every vegetable needs a little bit of bath time. So make sure all the veggies get down into the water because they're going to cook a little bit better and they're not going to dry out. You want to make sure that you're kind of scraping along the outside of your pan. Sometimes that riced cauliflower is going to stick. If it sticks to the outside of that pan, it's going to dry out. And so we want to try as best as possible to avoid that. And then we're going to use our garlic. Now, question for those of you who are cooking, since I didn't put my garlic in with everything else, any recommendations on how I could catch up with my garlic? All right, let me give everybody a minute there. Paulina will take a look at the comments while I get the garlic going here.
I will look at the comments, and then you can let people on Instagram know what you're doing.
Hey everybody from Instagram, we are doing a 20-day weight loss challenge where I will be cooking dinner with you every night. It's a great time to learn how to cook since you have to be stuck at home anyway and all the restaurants are closed, at least for dining in. So join us and we're going to be cooking some amazing meals every day. You're going to be learning some great tips and tricks. So it's a free group to join. We're giving away $325 in, actually $350 now in Amazon gift cards. So make sure you look at the information. There's a link in my profile that you can click on and you can join the group. We'd love to have you be a part of our community here.
Davis, I have a question here. How much 5 Chinese spice? 5?
How much 5? We use I believe it's a teaspoon.
A teaspoon?
Mm-hmm. All right, so with the garlic here, I've used my garlic peeler to prep it all, which is, if you can do the close-up camera here, take a look at this bad boy. These things are awesome. It makes getting that skin off of the garlic super, super fast. And now I'm going to go ahead and mince up my garlic. And before I do that, for those of you who are not able to watch, veggies. And now I'm really at the point where I've got about half of this is water now. Okay, so we're really cooking down now. We're doing really well. This is really coming along. Your water could be boiling just a little bit on the bottom, and that's okay as long as you keep things moving so we don't overcook anything or burn anything. At this point in time, go ahead and grab a small frying pan. We're going to go ahead and cook up our eggs. If you are using if you're not doing eggs, if you're using something else as far as if you're doing a different protein, you could go ahead and cook up that protein, but right now is a good time to do our eggs and mince our garlic. But any ideas here on what to do with our garlic since our garlic didn't get started cooking with everything else?
We have a little delay on our Facebook page, so maybe that's why people are on Instagram.
It's all right. Just chopping right now. So right now I'm just chopping, for those of you listening, chopping up the garlic. And if you're, again, if you're done chopping your garlic, or maybe you thought ahead and you already put it in with everything else, what are we going to do? What should I do right now to catch up? So that way everything cooks at the same time. So if I put the garlic in right now, it's probably going to have a pretty good bite to it. Now I'm going to be just mixing again, making sure I don't burn anything with my stir fry. I want to mix that in a little bit more. At this point in time, I'm going to move that stir fry to the back burner. Put that back burner on low because we are really close to having this thing ready. So back burner is going to be on low because we are looking really good. Again, remember, we're going to try the broccoli to see how the broccoli is cooking, and that's going to give us a good idea of what's happening. And let me turn my... Can you grab, Paulina, could you grab for me the vegetable broth from the pantry there? Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of vegetable broth for my eggs. Now, if you're on the Lose It stage of the Vital Life program, you're gonna be able to use 1 whole egg and then 3 whites. All right, I want to show you how to do that. We are gonna use the whole egg, but I just want to show you a technique for just getting the yolk. So if you can see this here.
Give me a second. I will zoom in.
We're waiting a second for the zoom in. Okay, here we go. Ready? Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to crack our egg open. Okay, and then what we're going to do is pass the yolk back and forth between the halves. And what that does is it gives us the white without the yolk. Okay, and then you would just take and throw the yolk away. Now, we're not doing that because we're going to go ahead and do the whole thing, but I wanted to show you that technique. So we're going to go ahead and put in 4 eggs. And do you have that vegetable broth as well?
I put it out.
We put it out. We got the vegetable broth. What I'm going to do is put a splash of vegetable broth on here, and that's just going to help everything not stick. I'm also using copper pans, and the copper pans are also super helpful to help things not stick. So opening up some vegetable broth, just going to put a splash of that on there. There we go. And that's just going to help us not stick. Any comments with the garlic? Do you have anybody try to tackle that one?
No, I'll have to check. I didn't see any.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stir my stir fry. Again, that's on a low burner. Let me go ahead and try a piece of broccoli. Okay.
Messing with this. If you want a better view, I would recommend watching from our Facebook group, and the link is in the bio.
All right, let's try some broccoli here. Whew, it's hot. Hot is good. All right. Now we're talking. Broccoli is just about done. Still needs a little bit more time. So I'm going to try to kind of push the broccoli. For those listening, I'm finding the broccoli pieces and I'm pushing them to the bottom. So just need just a hair more. The broccoli is going to be the last thing, and I could have put the broccoli in right away, and that may have helped as well. Just as a quick tip for next time. And now I'm going to focus on getting my eggs all scrambled and mixed up here. Again, I put a little bit of vegetable broth on there. I'm going to put just a pinch of salt and pepper on my eggs. And then what I'm going to do here, pinch of salt, pinch of pepper, what I'm going to do here is go ahead and put my garlic in here as well. So I want my garlic to get a little bit of cooking in, and that way it doesn't have quite as much of a bite to it. So we'll go ahead and do that. So that was what would be recommended to get the garlic caught up, is to cook the garlic up just a little bit. So we're going to put it in here with the eggs. We'll stick a little bit, but we want to keep things moving so we don't burn. We're probably going to have a little bit of stick here because we're not using any oil for our copper pan here. And we are like 5 minutes away from plating and eating. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and try a bite of the rice. The rice cauliflower. The cauliflower tends to take on whatever flavor that it's put in. So that's why it's such a great versatile thing that people use to make it taste like different things. I mean, they can be used even in like desserts and things like that. So a great all-around tool to use when we're trying to cook in a healthier manner. Okay, let that cook for a little bit. And let's go ahead and try some of the rice portion of our stir fry. Okay. All right, here's what we're gonna try. I want this to taste like stir fry, and I want it to taste like rice. Mmm. Perfect. It isn't always perfect, but it's perfect. Our sous chef here. Why don't you come and say hi to everybody, Miss Sous Chef?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Smells so good.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, hot. Hot. Get that on the ground.
It is hot. So right now, for those watching or listening, we're just trying, seeing how everything's going here.
Ooh. Oh, good.
Very good. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, why don't you, if you're cooking with us, try yours right now and let us know how it's tasting.
It's super tasty.
See, it's super tasty. Awesome, awesome. All right. Our eggs should be close to done. I'm just going to mix up the eggs a little bit more here. So what I'm going to do here at the end is I'll mix up the eggs. I'll add them into the stir fry. And then I'll mix it all together. And then we will serve it and eat.
Wow, we are getting better and better with time.
Yes, we are. We'll be down to like 30 minutes.
And then we'll be putting a 5-course meal together in like
5-course
20
meal
minutes.
in like 20 minutes. It's practice, everybody. That's what it is. It's practice.
Now, if you guys can comment something a little bit, because I'm not sure if I'm still seeing comments come through.
All the different things we're trying to use, we may not be seeing everything. So do us a favor if you're watching right now. Comment something. If you don't have anything to comment, say how much you love my chef hat.
Yeah.
I'll give you something to say there. All right, eggs are done. Okay, so we're going to some fluffy eggs like this. You can see since we used the copper pan, we didn't stick too bad. We got a little sticking on the edge, but generally speaking, we did pretty good. And go ahead and add that in. Just like so. Turn off my front burner. Then mix together our stir fry with our egg now. And again, this would be any protein that you're using now. So again, the eggs also had the garlic in them, the 3 cloves of garlic. And I appreciate, I don't remember who it was that asked if we'd added that in yet, but I appreciate that question. Are we seeing any comments over there, Paulina?
Yes, we're getting
Okay.
comments.
Good, good, good. All right, make sure we're working here. So I'm just mixing this all together. I want to make sure I get my egg mixed in really well. This is a lot of stir fry here, so I probably could have done a few more eggs, just looking at my ratio here. But that's kind of up to you. If you look at this, you can see the eggs are a little bit light. So easy to cook up some more if you wanted to add some more egg in there. If you're a vegetarian or a vegan, this is right up your alley. You could have also put in radishes. You could have put in water chestnuts. There's so many different things. You could have put cauliflower, like big heads of cauliflower. So you have the riced cauliflower and the heads of cauliflower for flavor and texture. Lots of different things that you could have put in here. And I would love to hear what you substituted and what you did on your own with this dish to make it your own, because that's what makes it fun. So when you kind of make it your own. I can actually smell the Chinese 5-spice right now as I'm mixing this all together. And it's time for some hot chocolate, I believe. So I'm going to, let's see here, let's go to our close-up camera here. Okay, so I've got some hot water. I'm going to add in my hot water. And this is the trick. You add in a little bit of hot water. Then you add in your cocoa syrup. Hang on, we'll get it. There we go. Add in our cocoa syrup. Okay. About like that. And then we're going to mix, okay? And the reason why I only put some water in is because it's easier to robustly mix. It's easier to robustly mix when there's not as much water. So I can really get in there and make sure I'm getting it mixed really well. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add in the rest of my water. Okay. And gently mix, because now we're just mixing in the water. And I don't exactly know the ratio, and you can kind of play with it, but this should taste pretty good right now. Oh yeah, really good. And then I'm going to add in a couple drops of the English toffee stevia. Just remember, a little goes a long way with this. Okay, so adding a little bit there, and then mixing it in. Okay, very good. Now let's try it. Oh, so good. It's like chocolate caramel hot cocoa, which is awesome. I love it. And the best thing is there's nothing artificial in here, and it's 0 calories. No artificial sweeteners, no nothing, it's just water. So this actually counts as drinking water. You're gonna feel like you're cheating when you drink this, but it feels and tastes like water. And it is just like water as far as, it doesn't feel and taste like water. It feels and tastes like caramel hot chocolate, but it's water. That's what's great, all right? So if you haven't tried that, it's great, wonderful to try. And we should be good to go. Let's go ahead and read some comments coming in. Who all is with us, watching and cooking? Because this is so much food.
Bonnie is asking, water chestnuts, is it Lose It approved?
So the question is water chestnuts Lose It approved? Water chestnuts would be fine during the Lose It stage. We don't have that in the journal, but Bonnie, if you were to use that during Lose It, that would be totally fine. There's nothing in water chestnuts that's going to throw off your program in any way, shape, or form, especially the amount you would use, the ratios you would use would not hurt anything. Do you know where our white plates are?
White plates?
Yeah. The little ones that we used the other day. Did they go back upstairs?
I can check.
Okay, you want to go grab that plate. So we're at the point in time that we are plating. If you've tried the hot chocolate before that we have, let me know that you've tried the hot chocolate. Again, I'm keeping my burner on low, and that's just keeping everything warm. So I'm going to just stir it a couple more times here, trying to get some of the stuff that's stuck on the edge to kind of come down. If you're cooking with me right now and you have made a mess of your kitchen, give me a hashtag mess. Because man, when you're doing the stir fry, stuff just goes everywhere. I've got stuff on the back of my stove. I got stuff all over the floor. I've got quite the mess going on right now. Ooh, I wonder if this would help. Oh, look at this. This is another light.
Nice.
Wow.
There you are. So much fun. But as I'm here, I can just steal the hot
Steal
chocolate.
the chocolate, of course. Okay. So let's go ahead and plate here.
That's really good with the light.
Yeah, it helps out a lot. I'm going to go ahead and, for a garnish, I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of parsley, since our dish has parsley in it. All right.
Nina asked another question.
Yes.
So here, I was going to use a ghost pepper that has been growing in Mom's condo. Just going to add it as a sprinkle and finish.
Yeah.
What benefits do hot peppers like ghost pepper, habanero, and jalapeno have nutritionally?
Very good question. So the question is, what nutritional benefits are there to hot peppers? So there's a couple things. First of all, your hot peppers come from all peppers come from a family called capsicum. So capsicum is the family that they all come from, and they all have, this is interesting, they all have the ability to help with losing weight. And it's because they increase your, and we're not saying a lot, so it's not like, okay, I'm going to eat a ghost pepper and I'll lose a pound tomorrow, but it's because the hot pepper increases or has the ability to increase your core temperature. So when your core temperature is up, you burn more calories. So it's interesting the mechanism that causes. There's also, with the coloration that the peppers have, it adds in beta carotene. And then same thing with like the bok choy. The bok choy has beta carotene, it has vitamin C, A, and some of your B vitamins. So bok choy is really beneficial for you. But some of the different peppers have different properties. So specifically, what does a ghost pepper do? The different colors are going to mean it has different properties to it. So with a ghost pepper, if it's like those orange ghost peppers, there's probably a different profile for the nutritional benefits as opposed to like a green jalapeno. But both are going to be really beneficial, and both will help you lose weight. Again, if you eat jalapenos in McDonald's, it's not going to do anything. But as a part of a normal diet, it can help you burn like maybe an extra 25 or 30 calories a day. We're not talking about anything crazy, but just a little bit. Okay, so we are done now with our food. Let's get a close-up shot here of what this looks like when we're all said and done. Got this nicely plated food. All right. Like that. You guys see that? Oh yeah, looking great. We got our garnish there as parsley. We've got our pile of vegetables. You can see all the things in it. And the best part of this is we're gonna try some now, because that's honestly the best part. We'll photograph that one, but we're gonna eat this one. Let's see here. Let's get Paulina over here as our taste tester.
And then also we have Dorothy who asked about how about pine nuts?
How about pine nuts? So pine nuts, generally speaking, are really good for you. Make sure you're not allergic to them. They have a lot of beneficial fats in them, healthy fats. When you're on the Vitalite program, Lose It Stage and Beyond, we highly recommend things like pine nuts. As far as if you're trying to lose weight, I would recommend staying away from nuts. Some nuts for people can be inflammatory, so I would recommend if you're losing weight, stay away from nuts. If you're trying to maintain, then that would be totally fine. Let's try this.
I am excited. This just looks so good.
So many colors.
So many colors, and it smells so good. And here we are.
Ooh, I want to see this.
Really good. Really good. Don't mess with my outputs.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Multi-view.
Okay.
Oh.
So.
Sorry, I'm just playing around here.
This is all, guys. I hope you are enjoying. I know we're getting a lot of comments. Thank you guys for joining us. We're having a lot of fun doing this with you. And take a picture of your creation, post it on your wall, share it with your friends and family, invite them to join us. This is day 3. We have 17 more days.
17 more days
of deliciousness coming your way. So as we're together, we're all in it together in our own kitchens. So,
yeah, I wonder if we can do split screen.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe we're on split screen.
No, this is what we see, right?
Maybe now we're split screen.
I don't
You
know.
guys can see 2 images at once. Let us know. Okay.
Okay.
Want to say your byes so people can eat their food?
Welcome to the show!
Okay, it's the end of the show.
All right,
He's
guys.
just having too much fun with this
Too
new
much
gadget.
fun. I was the one cooking, and she got to play with the technology. So
I did.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate it. Make sure you say hi. I will be looking at all your comments later this evening. So if you have other comments, make sure you post them below. And I'll see you tomorrow morning for our motivational moment, and then also tomorrow at lunch for your daily dose of Davis question and answer time. And the contest we're doing is so wide open right now. One of the best ways you can win this contest is by inviting people.
Yes.
So invite your friends to this group. If you see at the top of this page, it says invite. Hit that invite button and then just start inviting people that you think would find value being a part of this group. There's a $100 gift card for the person who brings the most people.
And that's going out throughout the
whole 20 days.
Right,
So,
because just because you and I, all of us here, finished this challenge, if you invite somebody now or on day 17, they can still go back. They can still go back and cook and do all the recipes.
That's
so
right.
We just want them in here so they can take advantage of it as well.
all right, guys, have a great evening. Thank you for joining. And remember, today is the perfect day to live a vital